for 15 years. The battle commences. Two former world champions, still world-class contenders, colourful characters, but chalk and cheese really, totally different styles. Shane Mosley and Ricardo Mayorga. Do we expect fireworks and fun tonight?
Yeah, well, I don't think you see anything less when Mayorga's around, but I think we're going to see a lot of quality and a lot of class, and I have a feeling that what Shane Mosley's bringing into the ring tonight is going to see him get out a winner.
Here we go. First round, Mayorga gets the right hand going straight away. Will he just try and bulldoze his way in with those unusual shots and try and wobble Mosley early? Says he'll bring a bit more technique to the table, like he showed against Fernando Vargas. And a better boxer too than some people give him credit for. Mosley tries to get a right hand in of his own.
I think Mosley wants to show a bit of care here. It's fairly obvious that Mayorga's setting himself, winding up the right hand. So maybe a little feint before he goes to work and draw the counter from Mayorga. But he's committing himself, and he's been caught a couple of times already by the right hand. So a little bit more thought than what he's doing, I think, is required from Mosley.
Yeah, moving his feet could be absolutely key for Shane Mosley tonight. Good hand speed from Mayorga, who's obviously well pumped up for this. He's not quite as rash as we've sometimes seen him in the past. Gloves up there, Jim, trying to get the jab going too.
Yeah, but you can see he's going in with a plan. I mean, he's winding up the right hand, just trying to draw Mosley onto it. Mosley was just a little bit too keen to make an early impression. It's not... Well, actually, Mosley's the one fouling him, and those punches were well round the back. Yeah, I think the referee should have a little word about Mosley, a little bit blatant, the fouling there.
Mayorga, more of a natural light middleweight. Mosley wants to win world titles again at welterweight. But the speed and the savvy and the ring craft of Mosley, well, that makes him a big betting favourite here. Can be clumsy, Mayorga, but brutally effective as well. Uppercut gets in. Mosley looks open in the first round.
I mean, it's so obvious what Mayorga's about. I can't believe Mosley's falling into the trap. That was a clubbing overarm right that caught him high in the head. It's shaking him badly. And it's not the first time that Mayorga's landed full-blooded in the opening round here.
Smile through the gum shield for Ricardo Mayorga, who settled well. And Mosley just jerky, not quite setting himself or gliding around the ring. He's a bit in betwixt and in between at the moment. Mosley, it's slapdash.
I think he's pride. I think he's showing too much pride here, making too many mistakes. Terrible start from Mosley.
So all you need to do is relax and take control of everything. Don't throw no wild punches. Take the shots that you see. Bam! Bam.
Father trainer Jack back in the corner. Don't take the wild punches. Well, that was good from Mosley, but it was a better start from Mayorga.
Yeah, and the smart Shane Mosley was drawn into exactly the kind of fight Mayorga wants. Wonder if he'll give himself a shake here and start thinking his way around this.
Black and gold and black boots of Sugar Shane Mosley in fight number 51. And Ricardo El Matador Mayorga. 7th outing. Such good professionals. Over the years, they've given us a great deal of entertainment. What will unfold here when they finally meet?
I mean, I do believe there is a little bit of the bully in Mayorga, and if you take the fight to him, you know, he can be sickened. I think Trinidad and De La Hoya both did that with him. But you have to be careful in the first couple of rounds. That's when he's at his most dangerous. And I just think a little bit too much macho. from Mosley in the opening round. This is better, this is more controlled for him. And Mayorga playing to the referee. You don't expect to see that.
De La Hoya took apart Mayorga. He was wound up by a lot of bad mouthing from the Nicaraguan in the build-up. He got very personal, and De La Hoya punished him in a terrific display from the Golden Boy. Even then, Mayorga had one or two moments like he normally does, so Mosley has to be on his guard, but a bit more settled in the second from the Californian.
But Mosley looks as though he's trying to hurt Mayorga, but what he should be doing is making him miss and popping him with counters, do the damage in the second half of the fight. I mean, this is Mayorga's time. He's naturally bigger, naturally stronger, naturally a bigger puncher. So you don't engage in his kind of fight.
De La Hoya caught up with him in 6 rounds, Trinidad in 8. And he can be outboxed too, as Corey Spink showed us in Atlantic City in December 2003, when he unified the welterweight titles against Mayorga.
So Mayorga was controlled in the opening round. Is a bit more crude looking now. Maybe it's because Mosley's putting a bit more thought into what he's doing, making him miss. Still has to be very careful here.
Not rushing quite as much now, Mosley. That uppercut, though, whipped in with speed from Mayorga. That's the threat. Always dangerous. And not quite the speed of old and the fleet of foot from Mosley.
Watch your head, both of you.
Which makes this interesting. There's Jin Mosley, Shane's wife and manager. Very integral part of the team. Not sure how long she wants Shane to go on for.
Relax and do your thing. Everything we worked on.
Father Jack, family affair. And Mosley's tight-knit camp. He's training up in the Big Bear Mountains, always in good nick. He plays a great deal of sports outside the ring. And when he does call it a day, I think he'll always keep in condition. Longevity too, Jim, that.
Yeah, and his style has developed as he's got a little bit older, Mosley. Obviously you can't do when you're 37 the way you did it when you're 27. But he's still quick, still sharp. Just uses his experience now.
Yeah, he was a blindingly quick lightweight. He won the world title against Philip Holliday, 8 defenses. One of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. And then the move up to welterweight when he beat Oscar De La Hoya. Mayorga trying to turn this into a bit of trench warfare. I mean, that's bound to happen at some point, but he's starting to complain a bit too.
I'm amazed how often Mayorga, you know, the bully, the hard man, has complained to the referee already. He's learning different tricks as he goes along.
Yeah, he doesn't live nearly as well as Mosley in between fights. Both have been out for pretty much a year. But Mayorga, he smokes up to 60 cigarettes a day when he's not in training. That's an unbelievable statistic. Does that why fighters catch up with him in the later rounds?
Well, I think his strength is a big problem for Mosley at the moment, because he's the one who can step in with the shots, not worrying about the power the other guys got. So there's no smoothness from Mosley in this round so far.
Don't hit him in the kidney. Don't hit him in the kidney.
Don't hit him in the kidney, says David Mendoza. It's a bit scrappy.
The scrappy suits Mayorga, doesn't it?
Shane, pick him up.
Yeah, he doesn't want Mosley to get set.
Yep, Mosley not coping with what Mayorga's got in this round.
It's the round that Mayorga had his best ever win when he destroyed Vernon Forrest. Back in 2003, 2 wins over Forrest. Mosley, 2 defeats to Forrest.
I think Mosley's trying to hurt Mayorga, and what he should be doing is using his skills, making him miss and countering. But he doesn't seem to have the sharpness required to do that. And Mayorga really fired up.
Yeah, good session for Mayorga. Getting close, roughing up Mosley. No rhythm set yet from Sugar Shane.
This October, Sports.
When you duck forward, every time you duck down, hit it. I know he's gonna be on top of you, but duck down and dig to the body. Every little shot you hit him there now is gonna hurt, because you hit him with some 2 hard ones. Every little shot of that is gonna hurt. I don't care how hard you hit him with.
Tactics vital from the Mosley corner now.
Yep, definitely, and I don't think we're seeing the movement that's required from Mosley. He seems to be standing his ground, trying to hurt Mayorga. Don't think that's the plan required.
12 rounds in the 11 stone light middleweight division. There is a WBA intercontinental belt on the line. Doesn't mean anything. This is 2 big names. Good start to the round from Mosley. Set his feet, and he's got power too. 37 knockouts in his 44 wins. So there's plenty inside the ring. Both have to be careful.
Okay, break. Let's go.
I mean, I just feel Mosley should be a little bit careful until some of the steam goes out of Mayorga's performance. I think he was taking too many chances in the first 3 rounds. Thankfully, no disasters, but it's time now to think what he's doing and draw some of the steam out of Mayorga.
He's more experienced, more used to the 12 rounds as well. Mosley, he's done it 9 times, Mayorga only 4. This tends to fade down the stretch, the Nicaraguan. Punch for punch there. It's absorbing.
Yeah, well, you just feel that one more mistake from Mosley could see the finish, because Mayorga has stunned him a couple of times. Good burst of punching from Mayorga then.
Yeah, cute combination. Threw those well, Ricardo Mayorga. Mosley only ever down twice, and that was in the same fight against Vernon Forrest in the 2nd round in that big upset. Mayorga's hit the deck a few times from Felix Trinidad and Oscar De La Hoya. But they're both very proud warriors.
Well, Mosley timed a couple of nice right hands there, but no effect on Mayorga. That could prove a little bit of a problem for him if he doesn't have the power to discourage this fellow.
Yes, and he doesn't quite have the skills that he used to, and the speed, especially with the hands, if Mayorga can squeeze a through few up the middle.
See, he's moving straight back from Mayorga's attacks when he should be moving to the side, showing some angles, but he's just moving straight back, and Mayorga keeps coming. So a little bit of smartness required from Mosley, I think.
That was crude, but he's landed with body shots. Work rates been effective from Mayorga. Is he using his style better than Mosley his?
Six rounds. Okay, get on your toes, because from here on out, you got the boxes there.
Who has the happier corner at the moment?
I think Mayorga has the happier corner. A couple of good right hands there from Mosley in that round, but Mayorga came straight through them. But Mosley knows he's not performing. You can see it in his face in between rounds.
He's about to enter the 336th round. Shane Mosley, of a career which began in February 1993. A former 3-weight world champion, remember, but in his last world title challenge to Miguel Cotto last November, he came up second best. It was close. He did okay, better than most suggested beforehand against the younger man, but Cotto, of course, has gone on to lose his title to Antonio Margarito, so is Mosley slightly on the slide?
Well, I mean, we have seen Mayorga upset the good boxers already. He knows how to do it. He's very strong. He has an excellent chin. And he's certainly stronger than Mosley, and he's using the physical advantage as well.
And whereas Mosley's trying to be campaigning at welterweight recently, in 2005, Mayorga won the WBC 11-stone title against Michele Piccirillo, which is a good win. Piccirillo is a quality operator from Italy. Clubbing left. Mayorga probably enjoying himself more in there.
Yep, it's not textbook stuff from Mayorga, but he's fairly quick. He's showing good hand speed. And then Mosley's tactics are completely wrong at the moment.
He was talking to Mayorga in there as well. He has been unsettled. Shaky legs there. And it's Mayorga who looks confident and compact, although he has to take one. Good action in the fifth.
Well, I would imagine the second half of the fight, when some of the steam is going out of Mayorga, maybe Mosley can be effective. But his tactics, for me, have not been right in the first 4 or 5 rounds here.
Machismo and bravado from Mayorga, but also still landing those wild hooks, clubbing punches. Quite a pace has been set already. Could come down to conditioning as we go through.
I think Mayorga's trying to have points deducted. He's complaining about everything. I mean, that was the tap around in the kidney region. It wasn't a full-blooded shot, and he really play-acted on that, Mayorga.
Disjointed there from Mayorga. Awkward style. That's what the Mosley camp were worried about. Some of the rounds already hard to score. Here's the 6th. Black and gold of Shane Mosley from Pomona here in California. And Ricardo Mayorga, who's spent much of his career in Costa Rica, from Nicaragua, walks into a right hand. There's the snap of Mosley, and a left. Accuracy and timing should be with Mosley. This could come down, Jim, to who wants it more.
Yeah, and I don't think that's the way Mosley should be trading. He should be using his skills. Doesn't have to prove who wants it. Use his skills, but this is better. And the longer this goes, the more ragged Mayorga will become. And that's when you would expect Mosley's class to kick in. But he has to get his head straight.
He certainly did use that boxing ability to beat Luis Collazo in February last year. Fabulous performance against the southpaw that had given Ricky Hatton so many problems. Really good that day. Bit of success for Mayorga, but again a complaint.
That was the clash of heads. He's complaining about everything. I mean, Mosley was the one coming forward with his head low. Probably it was Mosley's fault, but I cannot believe how many complaints we've seen from the macho man.
Yeah, will he lose his way, Mayorga?
Good right hand from Mosley. This is better stuff from Mosley.
Yeah, good right hand and a left. Mayorga beckons him in. But that was class from Shane Mosley. Beautifully picked shots. This is the best yet in this fight from Shane Mosley.
Just wants to keep doing this with his chin that little bit lower because Mayorga's winding up the counters. Best work of the fight so far from Shane Mosley. Quality.
It's the round that is a former rival and now boss Oscar De La Hoya took care of Ricardo Mayorga, and Mosley seems to have taken the initiative. Suddenly he looks the boss in there.
This is good stuff now from Mosley. Doesn't have the raw power maybe to finish Mayorga off with these punches, but they're well delivered and they're bang on the target.
Yeah, they're short, they're quick. And they are finding the holes in the Mayorga defense. Back he comes, the Nicaraguan. Good round, but it was Shane Mosley's, no doubt. Is Mosley moving into the ascendancy here? Will he feel that he'll begin to get Mayorga's number? Might not be ahead. Mosley on the cards. But the flow looks to be going his way. That's how you've got it. One in it.
Yep, one in it for Mayorga. I think he's forced himself upon Mosley in some of those rounds, just looked at a little bit more the boss. But Mosley certainly produced the best work of either man in the previous round there.
Yeah, the trash talk in the build-up, but then touching gloves, there's the respect between these two. They've been doing this such a long time. When Mayorga comes in, that's when he can be countered.
Well, Mosley says he abandoned the tactics that were successful in the previous round, or is it the fact that Mayorga is coming forward for a bit more tenacity? I don't know. A nice left hook from Mosley.
That found Mayorga's chin there in the right hand. Over the top. Thinking about it more, Mosley. It was a strange start from him. After all his experience over the years. Maybe he just thought that Mayorga, for the first few rounds, was going to be wild and unruly, and he could then pick him apart.
Yeah, but I was surprised at the way he decided to meet Mayorga head on in the first few rounds, which is the reason I have Mayorga head on my card, because I think he fell into Mayorga's traps.
I think there's still a bit of that from Mosley. Not just boxing on the move, he wants to stand and show he can do it the hard way as well. And that's more exciting for the fans.
Well, it hasn't produced anything like the quality that we saw from him in the previous round, Mosley. He's been pushed around a little bit in this round. That hasn't managed to sustain the quality.
Still nipping in these shots, Mayorga. Not being contained. Still full of fire.
Scrappy work, but I think Mayorga's got the better of things in this round. So he's come back with an answer. Looked as though Mosley was beginning to take over, but Mayorga, for me, has come back with an answer. He can box better than this. I don't think he's happy with his performance so far.
Yeah, the odd bit of class from Mosley. But he's been run ragged at times by Ricardo Mayorga. Again, they touch gloves. The blue and white of Mayorga and the black and gold of Mosley. They're not what they once were at 37 and 35, but they're battle-hardened, and they're still very proud. left hands from Mosley.
Okay, break.
That
break,
seems
break,
to be
break.
a success that he's having against Mayorga.
Okay.
I think just a straightforward, left, right, left hook again would work against Mayorga. I don't think you need anything too clever.
All right, suéltense.
I mean, he is awkward at times. He's all over the place. But
Let go on your
Mosley
break.
is allowing
Break
Mayorga
on
to
your own.
bully him too much.
I mean, Jack Mosley was calling for
Right,
jabs. Where are they from his son?
Now he's lunging in with right hands here. Well, if this was the way he always boxed, I don't think he would have taken the nickname Sugar, because, I mean, this is certainly not smooth. Trying to do it the hard way, maybe it's because he can't do it the way he used to do it anymore.
Let go. Suéltalo, suéltalo.
Yeah, maybe he's trying to bring something else to the table, and against a bigger, stronger light middleweight,
Stop pressing around, okay?
who's as
Luchando.
rough and tough as Mayorga. Just playing into the Nicaraguan's hands. Right hand, this time, from Mayorga.
All right, break.
I think Mosley's struggling badly here. This is a scrappy round, not too many clean punches from either man, but Mosley taking far too long to get his punches off. Really looks to be struggling here.
Let's go.
Your hands down there, Mosley. Snap. Just walking into some of these from Mayorga. Slower, isn't he, Mosley, over the main part of this?
I mean, this quite simply, this is not Sugar Shane Mosley. This is not Sugar Shane Mosley we're looking at here. He knows it. He's just been drawn in to Mayorga's kind of fight. And at 37, he can't do this.
And with the year of inactivity, doesn't seem to have affected Mayorga, because he fights this way, but it has Mosley.
I mean, this is amazing how scrappy this action is. We don't often say that when Sugar Shane Mosley's involved. But it hasn't seemed to have gone in with a plan. Yep, Mayorga, he thinks he's won the round, and I agree with him. His face, he doesn't feel. Don't know if he feels he's winning it, but he knows he's not performing.
Mayorga dancing his way into the 9th round. Maybe Mosley's just got to tough it out now.
Okay, break.
And punches will be thrown by the pair of them, because the slick skills don't appear to be in evidence tonight. There was a little burst in the 6th round when you thought, okay, Mosley could be getting things back together, but he's let it slip again.
I mean, from the early stages, I thought it was just the strength of Mayorga that was causing the problems, and eventually that would settle down. But I just think it's the timing of Mosley is simply not there anymore.
Mosley 37, so too Vernon Forrest, who just regained the WBC 11-stone title in the rematch with Sergio Mora. And, well, Mayorga could fight Forrest for a 3rd time, so could Mosley. That's a possibility out there.
That punch was definitely low. It looked to me as though it caught Mayorga in the thigh, though, but again, he's shown out to the referee. They're definitely trying to get points deducted from Mosley.
Mosley 10-1 on favourite to win this encounter. Mayorga 5-1 against. Odds look a bit of a mockery at the moment. What can Mosley do? Needs to find something.
Break. Let's go.
Just can't seem to find the energy, Mosley.
All right, break.
Just as though the tank is empty.
He beat Oscar De La Hoya for the 2nd time, very controversially at light middleweight, but his punch power, Mosley, hasn't really gone up in weight since those days at 9 stone 9, and he might need knockdowns late on here. We don't know how the judges are seeing things, but Mayorga, well, he's having it more his way than Mosley.
Well, I mean, he's so crude and so awkward looking, hardly textbook stuff, but he's working and he's working all the while, whereas Mosley's tying up, can't get his punches off, can't get his boxing together. So, for me, he just does not deserve to be winning this.
Digging in Mosley, showing some heart there. But remember how easily Oscar De La Hoya dealt with Ricardo Mayorga. I mean, Mosley beat De La Hoya in the old days. That tells you something about who is lasting better as Mayorga lands the uppercut.
I can't believe Mosley is easy to hit here. Really surprising. Clumsy as it may be.
9 minutes to go. Is there any late drama in this light middleweight affair? There he's trying to get his jab out now, but just popping with it, Shane Mosley. And on your card, he's 4 down.
Yep, you can see the last 3 rounds where he's virtually done no work. Some of the earlier rounds could have gone one way or another, which may tighten things up slightly. But I just don't feel Mosley has ever put enough into this, never really got himself going.
2 judges from California, 1 from Puerto Rico. Fascinating to see how they're seeing it. And we won't know until that final bell tolls. Body language from Mosley has not been good, especially the last 3, 4, 5 rounds.
Trying to get the jab going, as you're saying, Mosley. I mean, it's just the simple jab followed by the right hand that you're looking for here. Is Mayorga's not the most difficult man in the world to catch with punches.
He turns southpaw there, Shane Mosley. Maybe out of frustration. Things not going to plan. Timing off, he's been drawn in. And Mayorga will feel Mosley's being chewed up on the inside.
A little bit better. He's tried to use the jab in this round. Couple of decent right hands, but there's just no fluency, no rhythm in his boxing. Just suddenly, he looks 37 years old.
Yeah, that head movement. Static from Mosley. You just can't go on forever. 50 fights. Have they taken their toll? Still competitive, but he's trying to come back in this round.
Mayorga's backing off in this round, surprisingly. You think he would want to just keep the status quo, just keep things as they are.
Mayorga felt he did enough against Corey Spinks. That was a split decision. Sometimes they are difficult to score, his fights. You don't know quite what's landing. But if you look at the overall impression of what's happened tonight, it's Mayorga that must be coming out on top.
Mosley having the better of things in this round. He's digging in, Mayorga's backing off a little bit. But still nothing like vintage Sugar Shane Mosley.
They just swung round there off balance, Mosley. It's been better from the Californian, but not brilliant by no means. Needs a massive finish, doesn't he, Mosley?
Yep, certainly in my card he does. I thought he nicked the last round just because Mayorga went to sleep a little bit. But he hasn't deserved to win this in my book. Mayorga's the one who's put that little bit more into it.
Gets a really gritty effort, determined from Ricardo Mayorga. When he came to the ring, there was a bit more of a mature head. You felt. Knows how much this fight means to him. Hey, Mosley's got interests outside the ring. His position at Golden Boy Promotions. You know, you can't play at this game forever.
Yeah, I mean, he's boxed at, you have to remember, he's boxed at championship level for so many years. I mean, it has to take your toll on the body. And at 37, it can be just a sudden, overnight, you start looking your age. And I mean, I'm really amazed at how poor, what a poor example of boxing Mosley's put up tonight. No smoothness, no rhythm. just pulling faces. You can see in the corner, he doesn't believe he's winning this.
In terms of a boxing match, a chess match, you'd always favour Mosley, but I think he struggled against the sheer strength and size of Mayorga. His punches really haven't had an effect, and he hasn't been able to get into a rhythm.
Also, the two good recent performances by Mosley have been at welterweight. You don't want to be giving weight away at 37. I mean, that's just another, another brick on the other side of the scale, if you like. You shouldn't be giving away weight to this kind of fight at the age of 37. I thought his class would have seen him through, but it has not been in evidence, I'm afraid. We haven't seen that class.
Even in the lead up to this, Mosley was talking about winning a world welterweight title. So why has he taken a match against a crude, hard, more natural light middleweight? Has this backfired badly? Come on, he says, Mosley. Success in the 10th, a bit in the 11th. This one close. Mayorga feels it's in the bag. Is it? Yeah, good combination. He's never been in trouble, Mayorga, has he?
No, there's one good round when Mosley seemed to get his act together, but apart from that, everything has been forced from him. No snap in his boxing. And looking at his face in between rounds, he knows it's not been there tonight. Mayorga taunting him a little bit now.
There's a couple there, Mosley. Is it too little, too late? Again, Mayorga celebrates.
No, tank looks to be empty.
Again, Mayorga begins the session celebrating. And Mosley slow off his stool, almost slumping his way into the centre of the ring. Got to go for broke, surely now, Mosley. He's almost been old man out of it, yet Mayorga is slightly the younger man.
Yeah, he's just been dragged into a brawl because he hasn't had the reflex or the condition to do what he's good at. I think just all the factors that we mentioned, 37 years old, giving away weight, natural weight again, moving up to the light middleweight division after a couple of good performances at welterweight. Just wrong move at the wrong time.
Yeah, 51st fight. And Mayorga's 37th. Maybe he's the fresher, the Nicaraguan.
Good right hand from Mosley, had Mayorga just holding on a little bit then.
Here's the jab at last from Mosley. And again, why leave it till the 12th round, Jim?
I wonder if Mayorga thinks he's got this in the bag and coasting a little bit. I don't know, but a couple of decent punches there from Mosley, but he's never managed to sustain it.
Golden Boy promotion. I'm sure that won't have any effect on the scores, but Shane Mosley very much the home fighter. Mayorga can't afford to coast. And he lead, isn't he?
Mosley doesn't deserve to be winning this. We have seen some strange decisions over the years, but in my book, he just doesn't deserve to be winning this. Maybe nicking this last round because Mayorga's missing everything. He's come up with a couple of decent shots. But over the 12 rounds that we've witnessed, Mayorga deserves to go home the winner.
Yeah, Mosley had the benefit of those judges in De La Hoya too. Maybe he won't have the luck tonight. He said after the Cotto fight, he'd review the tape and he'd hang his gloves up if it wasn't there. I wonder if he looks at this tape. He'll think about it very carefully now.
Well, good finish from Mosley, but we needed to see this kind of attitude several rounds ago
Yeah, Mayorga looking ragged. Oh, he's touched down with 17 seconds to go. What a finish. And the count's at 6. Oh, he's very, very tired. The bell's going to come and surely save him. But almost. Shane Mosley, down he goes. Oh, he's out flat. Referee's called it over. And that's it. Ricardo Mayorga is laid out at the end of 12 rounds when surely Sugar Shane Mosley was heading for a career defeat. And how late can you leave that?
I don't believe that. I think Adam would just watched Rocky 7. If you saw this in the movies, you would not believe it. He actually landed on the floor about a second before the bell rang. Sugar Shane Mosley has pulled it out of the fire, but I wonder, is this good news tonight for him? But I wonder, he should be thinking maybe of retirement. If that's the best he can come up with, fantastic finish, unbelievable finish. But that wasn't Sugar Shane Mosley we watched boxing tonight.
The most astonishing finish we've seen in 2008, and maybe for some time in a big fight. Did Mayorga pay for coasting in the final session, and how on earth did Shane Mosley find those shots with what, under 20 seconds to go? Mayorga's floored twice.
I mean, tremendous shots. He was landing good punches all the way through the 12th round. Mayorga, I don't know if he was coasting or if he was shaken with some of the early shots, but never in my wildest dreams did I see this coming. Just caught him on the end of a long looping hook to the chin, and that's the one that did the damage, and down he goes. But when he got up from the knockdown, there was only 8 seconds left on the clock, so you thought, no chance can Mosley turn this around with 8 seconds to go. And that's exactly what he did. And as soon as Mayorga lay flat, the referee called it off. Here we come now, just for the finish. Bang, beautiful shot, bang on the chin again. No way the referee could see at this point he was not going to beat the count, but I believe it was about 1 second before the bell sounded. Tremendous, about 1 second.
It was 1 second. An unbelievable finish with the left hand of Sugar Shane Mosley, and finally a smile. That was sensational, and it goes to show it is never over in boxing till that final bell tolls.